I mean, that kind of segues into the next thing I want to ask you about. If someone is watching clips of these hearings, they're hearing Secretary McMahon and Republicans talking about waste a lot. And what would you want them to know about what's actually on the line with this budget?
Yeah, they use that line as like waste, fraud, and abuse, but what they're doing is not saving money. It is, as I said, closing doors of opportunity. So it isn't really waste, fraud, and abuse. That is an excuse for trying to cut things. And I have to say, it's been incredibly frustrating because, Secretary McMahon, she didn't really answer a lot of questions. She didn't know the answers to questions. She had somebody handing her sort of cue cards because she didn't know what to say. And you might have seen her in some of the Senate hearings sort of fumbling and not doing math. And you probably heard her talk about A1 instead of AI. And so my point is that 2 points. Number one is that this administration is full of people who are there not because of their competence or because of their dedication to the issue, but because they're loyal to the president, right? And the other one is that, the people making these decisions, like Secretary McMahon, like Donald Trump, like Elon Musk, they're so out of touch with what happens. Like, do you think Donald Trump or Elon Musk have ever set foot in a public school? No. They don't know what happens in public schools, right? So they're out of touch, and so is she. She's very out of touch. I don't know what her background is when she was a child, but I mean, they don't struggle to put food on the table. Let me tell you that. They don't know what it's like to be a teacher in a class with kids who are hungry, or kids with disabilities, and how challenging that is. We have to have. She says she's not cutting IDEA, but what message does it say when they say we're going to get rid of the Department of Education and they want America first? It's crazy, right?
It's maddening.
If we wanted America first, we'd have a great, robust, well-funded system of public education from early childhood through colleges and universities.